What type of legal entity is right for you? This is the most confusing and misunderstood issue that small businesses face when they start their business. My name is Kathy Houston, and I'm a CPA located in Georgia. I have over 20 years of experience helping small businesses navigate growth. I want to break down this topic for you and explain each entity and what the benefits are. The type of entity that you choose will depend on the number of owners and the amount of income. I know that all of this sounds confusing, so I want to provide some calming relief right from the beginning and tell you that 99% of the people listening to this will become an LLC. So let's get started. So I know this is not the most interesting topic to discuss, so I added this disco ball where you could think of this journey similar to the fun videos of the evolution of dance. But instead of dance, we're going to talk about the evolution of a business. The definition of evolution is the gradual development of something. The easiest way to explain the different entities and the legal and tax benefits and disadvantage of each is to start with the self-employed entrepreneur and move up to the largest entity, which is a C Corp. The first business that we will discuss is a sole proprietor, self-employed entrepreneur that has not created a legal entity. This could be someone who is selling on eBay, Etsy, or maybe they work for other companies as a 1099 subcontractor. They do not have a legal entity. They will show their income and expenses on Schedule C of their personal 1040 tax return. As the liability and income increase, your business evolves to a legal entity. Now you have to decide which one is best for you. For the purposes of this training, we will focus on the LLC and the C Corp because they are the most common. Let's take a minute to discuss the difference in a legal entity and the S election. An S Corp is not a legal entity. It is an IRS election that you make after creating either an LLC or a C Corp. An LLC is a logical next step for a small business. It is easy to set up and is less expensive than a C Corp. There are fewer rules and regulations as far as shareholders, meeting minutes, and overall compliance. The disadvantages of an LLC is that it doesn't entirely limit owners' responsibility for business debt. An LLC can be filed as a Schedule C on your 1040 if you are a single member or you and your spouse are the only members. If you have a partner other than a spouse, you will file a 1065 partnership return. The third filing choice is to file as a S Corp on an 1120S. So let's reiterate those again. If you have not elected S Corp status, you will file as a Schedule C on your 1040 or on a 1065 partnership return. Benefits of a C Corp are that the owners have limited liability and are not liable for business debts and business liabilities. The disadvantages are that a C Corp must hold an annual general meeting, they're required to have a board of directors, and money earned by the C Corp may be subject to double taxation. C corporations have more rules and regulations than an LLC. For these reasons, most small businesses will create an LLC. So after you have created your legal entity of an LLC or a C Corp, your liability and taxable income has increased and your business has evolved to the next level. Now is the time to elect the S election with the IRS. You can file Form 2553 to elect S at 3 different times. First, when you register with the IRS for your EIN number. The second time is by March 15th for the S election in the current year. And the third is any time in the current year for the tax election to take effect the following year. There is relief for late elections, and you can read about those on the IRS website. The S election is a preferable tax treatment. As an LLC that elects S Corp status, it eliminates self-employment tax. As a C Corp that elects S Corp status, it eliminates double taxation. An S Corp also protects your personal assets because it prevents you from being liable for business debt. The main trade-off of receiving preferable tax treatment with an S election is that the owner is required to pay themselves a reasonable salary and withhold taxes. Another additional cost is having to file a separate business tax return, an 1120S. Remember that as a single member LLC that hasn't elected S, you can file your LLC business with your personal tax return on a Schedule C. Although there are several factors to consider when you're electing S, as a good rule of thumb, when your net income is $30,000 or above, it's time to elect S. Remember that net income is income minus expenses. So to recap the evolution of our business, we started as a sole proprietor and evolved to a legal entity as an LLC or a C Corp to protect us from liability. Then we elected S with the IRS to take advantage of tax benefits. You now know more about legal entities than most. Now you can do your evolution dance. Thank you for joining me. My hope is that this training has been beneficial and that I've shared enough information with you to make the decision on what type of entity you need to create. If you're ready to evolve your business, my next training is 5 Steps to LLC. I discuss in detail each step to creating your own LLC without having to pay LegalZoom or Rocket Lawyer to do it for you. I even walk you through the EIN application screen by screen, showing you what to click and why. Super easy 5-step process. Click here to gain access. Here's to your evolution. I look forward to seeing you in the next training. Thank you.